Welcome to NewsBeast. Today we cannot stop talking about Rick Santorum's improbably strong showing last night in the Iowa caucuses. But first, our cheat picks. Tony, what are you excited about today?
I'm excited about Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Who isn't excited about that potential reconciliation?
Thank God that's back in the news.
So, I mean, how you overcome not only infidelity, but a child being produced out of that. Visible evidence of the infidelity for all of time.
Well, one theory is that they're worth a combined $500 million, and to not go through with the divorce is to spare themselves the agony of having to reveal their finances publicly.
Oh, how painful.
Yeah.
So do you think this is actually happening? It seems like there's been one whisper here and one whisper there, and he's got the ring back on, but is it for real?
I think so. I mean, there are two credible reports. One...
I like that you're deep inside the Schreiber-Schwarzenegger
My entire family
fans.
has got this story surrounded. So they were seen together on vacation, and then later, again in public, he was seen with the ring on. And
I see.
As I said, it could be marriage to another woman, but it could also be evidence of reconciliation with his wife.
Well, here's hoping that they're happy, at least,
yes.
I guess. Nick, what are you excited about today?
I'm excited that John McCain is going to endorse Mitt Romney in New Hampshire today. You know, on one level, it's sort of, I don't know, it doesn't matter that much. It reminds us that the Republican Party is still this very fractured party. I mean, what is John McCain's army of enthusiastic, supporters that he now brings to the Mitt Romney crusade? I don't think that really exists.
Is it potentially an actual army? I mean, isn't he popular among the troops?
Yeah, but they're all like in their 80s at this point, so who knows how strong
this is all true. But so even though this endorsement probably won't send a flock of new supporters to running to Mitt Romney, Team Romney is pretty well organized, and this has got a. This helps them create a sense of inevitability, that their guy is the guy.
Well, it certainly seems like that's what he's trying to do. I mean, I don't know. We're talking about Santorum later, so I won't flash forward now. But it does seem like Mitt Romney is pulling out all of the guns, or as many guns as he has, to continue the Marshall metaphor.
Yeah, well, Romney has this big national organization. They can do stuff like this. They can get McCain in their pocket and hold him for a day after Iowa, which either, if he loses Iowa, it helps stem that sense, and if he wins Iowa, it creates this momentum.
Do you think that we're going to be seeing some of the even bigger guns like W come out
the former president won't come out until there's an inevitable nominee. He doesn't want to sort of get involved.
Be seen as intervening in the process.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to use that as a perfect transition to go from one member of the Republican ticket in 08 to another and talk about Sarah Palin and her typically useful contributions to the national conversation. Last night, after Michelle Bachmann finished at the bottom of the pack, save Jon Huntsman, Sarah Palin very helpfully chimed in to say that if Bachmann wanted to continue in the race, she was going to have to spend a lot of her own money, tacitly or not so tacitly implying that Bachmann should be out. We're in the very unfortunate position of taping this show right in between. We're taping the show, and then Michelle Bachmann is scheduled to have a press conference, and then the show will go on the internet.
Do you think she's going to drop out?
Nostradamus-like, I'm going to predict that Michelle Bachmann doesn't have a great future as the Republican presidential nominee, although...
What about Sarah Palin as a Fox News political commentator? Her contributions are...
Does she have a great future? Well, she does seem to set herself up in this incredible position where she can say, like, I said it first, I told Michelle Bachmann to drop out, when, like, every sentient human being would say, like, Michelle,
training a dog.
I think it's
go
over.
Left, go right.
Exactly.
Sniff that other dog's butt. It doesn't make you...
All right, well, let's just go to the main event here, which is clearly, much to my chagrin as a former Pennsylvania resident, Rick Santorum. How long are we going to be talking about this guy? Is this a realistic prospect at all?
He has to finish pretty high in New Hampshire, or else it looks like he just sort of had a...
well, but what about, I mean, he did have a bubble or whatever. I mean, this is just...
He timed it perfectly.
Whether he timed it or whether the timing just worked out for Rick Santorum.
Sarah Palin actually mentioned that a bubble should come.
In fairness, what about South Carolina? There are a lot of enthusiastic Christians in South Carolina. It is possible that Rick Santorum is actually, despite having essentially no money and essentially no ground game, that we're actually going to have this, frankly, rather annoying conversation for a long time.
But he also could push Mitt Romney into making a more explicit grab for evangelical voters, which is not a comfortable reach for him. He could, I mean...
Get him talking
Is
about his
there
religion more
really a
publicly.
strong play for Mitt Romney among evangelical voters?
I don't
he had
think so,
25% in Iowa last night. He had 25% in Iowa 4 years ago. It seems as if Mitt Romney has not improved his standing with anyone. Not that we can really surmise all that much from an 8-vote victory.
No, but the exit
in
polls
Iowa.
actually show that he's getting an equal portion of evangelical Christian voters as Paul and Santorum. So he can take some away, I think. I don't know how.
Yeah, a lot of voters don't know. A lot of voters know that he's Mormon, but a lot of them don't know that he was had such a high position in the church and that he was a leader.
And does that hold sway with them?
He hasn't really tried it yet, so I'm not sure that we know. But I think you make a really good point, though, that South Carolina coming as quick as it does may be the more important state than New Hampshire. And I think all of us in the media, we like the horse race to be drawn out. And if there's a different victor in Iowa, New Hampshire, and South Carolina, that's just unbeatable drama for a race that continues well into the spring.
All right, I'm getting like 75 people over in the corner who think that I don't see them saying to wrap up. But I do just want to say, I'm excited for the Jon Huntsman bubble because he's the last one who hasn't had a bubble. He's going to do well in New Hampshire. I'm excited for the week we get to spend talking about Jon Huntsman as if he's a realistic candidate for president before we all settle into Mitt Romney. Look at that
No, because you said Jon
Jon Huntsman.
Yeah. Huntsman?
Yeah,
Yes.
Wait.
Huntsman.
He's working New Hampshire.
He's working New Hampshire, man.
Oh,
We're
he
going to
is?
get a little Huntsman bump. He didn't even compete in Iowa. He put everything
All I
into New
saw is
Hampshire.
that he got 1% of the vote, and it all came from men, no women.
Oh yeah, he didn't even compete
he
in
wasn't
Iowa.
even
He didn't
really
spend
in
a dollar
Iowa.
there.
Yeah.
All right. I'm sorry, I got us way off topic. Let's do our final word. Tony, what's your final word about Rick Santorum?
Wastebasket.
Nick.
I'll go with SEO.
SEO, very
Yes.
nice. I'm gonna
For anyone who
go with bust.
All right.
Bust. Okay.
But before he's even really risen, he's gonna fall. That's all from us at NewsBeast. We'll see you again tomorrow.
The popcorn for Marcus and Michelle. About to
What do you
talk.
mean we